And now we'll determine the third place finisher at 60 kilos.
74 kilograms coming out to mat 1. Whoever wins this bout will be wrestling for the national team spot this evening against David Taylor. Sponseller, he'll be in the blue, Howe in the red.
Colton Sponseller, third place bout, 74 kilos.
And I know I'd love to see a Howe-Taylor matchup for true second, and that would be with stuff with a lot on the line to make that national team. Like we've talked about how important those top 3 spots are, training camps, opportunity, a stipend. This is a huge match for Andrew Howe to set up a great match with David Taylor.
And especially how their final in Las Vegas went. Howe was in on a single leg, had Taylor's leg up in the air, closing the match out. Taylor was able to fight that takedown off. And let's get that match going again.
Yeah. But Colt Sponseller, he doesn't want to see that happen. He wants to take out Andrew Howe here because he's still battling for this national team spot as well. Andrew Howe in early on a high crotch, gets strong here, brings that high crotch, switches off to a single, has a leg in the air, and he goes that same trip that he did versus Kyle Dake, and versus Dake he wasn't able to get it, and some gymnastics from Sponseller, but they're going to award 2 for Howe, and he's able to get that same position he was in versus Kyle Dake in the semifinals, not able to trip Dake down, but he's able to get Sponseller here.
And think about how close Howe was to winning that match over Dake in the semifinals, and then what Dake did to David Taylor, almost like a round robin that you almost feel that in these 3 guys in the challenge tournament, Howe is the guy to beat Dake, Dake is the guy to beat Taylor, and Taylor is the guy to beat Howe.
Yeah.
But Dake fought that single leg off, and he's the one in the championship best of 3 series against Jordan Burroughs. And we just got the schedule for tonight. Best of 3 series started at 4:45. Their first 2 finals out will be 97 kilograms and 48. 97 for the men, 48 for the women. Match 2 is your 74 kilogram men, and then men's freestyle 61. The third match is 65 for the men, 55 for the women, and match 4 segments is 69 and 60 kilograms for the women.
So both these guys, just a hard hand fight, just brutal, heavy on each other's head. They're going to have some sore necks in the morning. Real physical. Andrew Howe digs for that underhook. We're in an over-under position right now.
Remember, as we're talking about that 4:45 start time, that is Central Time. That'll be 5:45 Eastern Standard Time, 2:45 Pacific. And there's also notes on here. Live television coverage on NBC Sports Network. Causes a little change. We have it live here on Flow. No reason to go to cable television whenever you got it right here on your computer. You can do the split screen here.
And a brutal first period. Only 2-0 the score, but just a lot of heavy physical hands from both guys. Sponseller heads over to his corner, and Andrew Howe heads over to his corner. Donnie Pritzloff in Howe's corner, the interim head or the associate head coach for Rutgers. And you got to think that's a good period if you're Andrew Howe. You know, you get that early score, and now you got to keep on him, keep building those points on Sponseller. And if you're Colton Sponseller, you're still in this thing. It's only 2-0, and even though Howe kind of controlled most of the ties, Sponseller's still right in this match. Good shot in from Howe right off the bat. Sponseller doing a good job throwing that head on the inside, but Howe's able to get strong here. He's going to be able to get through him for the score, but Sponseller staying in this thing, looking for a stalemate, and that is just man strength from Andrew Howe, and he falls right into a leg lace, and he's going to get it, and he's going to get 2 on the takedown, 2 more on the leg lace, and he's looking for another lace. Sponseller fighting tough, but it's going to be tough to not go on this, and he's going to get another one right there, and we'll go out of bounds, 8-0. Andrew Howe comes out guns blazing in the second period. Quick score off the attack right into his lace.
And that's what we talk about, the guys that are really successful in freestyle wrestling. When you can transition your takedowns into turns, you put up those big points. They're tough to beat.
Andrew Howe now with an 8-0 lead on mat 1, 16. And on the clock, here we go. Top of 3-0-1.
And after that flurry of action by Howe, you kind of would have thought that he'd look for that takedown to close out the match. It's been a hand fight and position battle since. And Sponseller closing on a minute 15 to go. He's going to need to put big points on the board.
Finals to see who will make up the balance of their team in competition at the World Championships in September. With the exception of 70 kilos. And the World Team Bronze Champ at 70. We have determined who the World Team member will be. They're 8-0 right now, 40 seconds remaining. Mat number 1.
There's a high crotch attempt by Sponseller. Still just all Andrew Howe here, 8-0 him, and he pulls Sponseller down into a high crotch, and he drives out Sponseller, and we're going to go 1, and that is confirmed, so that'll give Howe the 9-0 lead. 25 ticks left on the clock here. Andrew Howe, and Howe looking to set up a rematch with David Taylor for true 3rd place and a spot on the national team.
And you've got to like how the 74-kilogram weight class played out. No disappointment. We got to see Dake and Howe. Unbelievable match. The domination by Dake over Taylor in the final, surprising. That builds up the hype. He's showing that he's ready to take on Jordan Burroughs tonight, and now we're going to get to see Taylor.